Brexit delay, EU leader says trade talks won't begin this autumn amid row over exit bill. Britain was delivered a Brexit blow today as a senior EU leader warned trade talks will now not begin in October as planned due to major disagreements between the two sides. Slovenian Prime Minister Miro Cerar said a standoff over key issues, most notably the multi-billion-pound Brexit bill, meant thrashing out a new relationship will not start this autumn. EU chief negotiator Michel Barnier and the Brexit minister David Davis have both previously committed to the date, by which point they had hoped to have the technical aspects of the divorce sorted. But two major sticking points have predictably arisen: the jurisdiction of the ECJ and the size of the financial settlement, meaning the Phase 1 talks are set to drag on into the new year. Mr. Cerar warned that the negotiations will take more time than we expected, but also hit out at hysterical reaction to Britain's customs proposals, saying the UK had a right to put proposals on the table. He made the remarks amid claims that British ministers are trying to undermine the EU's staunch commitment to its phased negotiating approach and get discussions on a future economic pact moving. European leaders are determined to stick together on the issue and have repeatedly said there will be no trade talks until the technical aspects of the separation have been put to bed. These include citizens' rights and the future of Ireland, two issues on which progress has been made, and the contentious Brexit bill where there is a cavernous divide between the two sides. Britain had initially sought parallel talks on the divorce and trade, so that it could use financial contributions in particular as a bargaining tool, but later caved into the bloc's demands. And speaking to The Guardian about the progress of the talks, Mr. Cerar said, "I think that the process will definitely take more time than we expected at the start of the negotiations. There are so many difficult topics on the table, difficult issues there, that one cannot expect all those issues will be solved according to the schedule made in the first place. What is important now is that the three basic issues are solved in reasonable time. Then there will optimism on realistic grounds. I know this issue of finance is a tricky one. But it must also be solved, along with the rights of people. Since this is the initial phase, and all three are very demanding, they still need a little bit more time for a solution." On hopes that trade talks could begin in October, he added, "It was optimistic. It was good we made a schedule, but, of course, if you are realistic you cannot expect such fundamental issues to be solved in a few months." The Slovenian PM is one of 27 leaders sitting on the EU Council who must authorize the beginning of trade talks by signifying that sufficient progress has been made on the terms of the divorce. He said many European leaders had been angered by Britain's constant attempts to cherry-pick the terms of single market access despite constant warnings from the continent that this was not possible. However, Mr. Cerar also hit out at over-the-top criticism of the UK's proposal on a future customs arrangement, published last week, saying that whilst it seemed unrealistic, he said, "I read the first commentaries on the UK's customs proposals. This is unrealistic, no way, etc. I think it is not realistic. But in the process of negotiations every side has the right to put his proposals and the other can respond." Thanks for watching. Please like, share and don't forget to subscribe English News Hub for new excited videos.